Oh, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I got a mountain full of LinQ bags here that we are gonna cover off on today's video. It's been a while since I've done a video covering some of the different LinQ accessories and bags that we've done. We did one, probably about 3 years ago that covered pretty much most of the main LinQ bags that we use for day riding as well as for our multi-day trips. And you know what, Skidoo's come out with some awesome new bags that, I thought it would just be time to cover off some of the new ones this year and what we're gonna be trying for this season. And hopefully it'll help you make some decisions to figure out what LinQ accessories and what LinQ bags are right for you. So let's get into it.
Sledaddicz is brought to you by Team Vincent Motorsports, Bergstrom Carbines, Ledger Performance, Westway Motel, Studboy Studs, and Radio World.
Holy, what a mountain of LinQ bags we've got here. It's about that time, it's been a few years since I've done a video covering off some of the different LinQ bags that we use for, our day trips and for our multi-day tours. And what better time to do it now that Skidoo's actually got a few new bags out that we're interested in and gonna be trying this year. So figuring out what LinQ bags is obviously gonna be what type of riding you're doing and what makes the most sense based on the sled. For the most part nowadays, whether you have a 129, a 137, a 146, you can pretty much get all the same options, but the different configurations might make a little bit of a difference, again, depending on that model. I've been, running the 137s and mostly 146s the last couple of years. It's really nice. You got lots of room. But for the most part, everything I'm going to show you that we're going to be trying for this season, you should be able to put onto your sled, regardless of what size tunnel you got. Even though I'm going to be showing and demoing on my 146 backcountry here, some of these should work. Now, we do get a lot of questions. The one thing I actually don't have in the garage today is going to be the gas caddy, which we typically do run when we're up in places like Cochrane or if we're doing a multi-day tour. And so, we typically like to go with the stackable LinQ caddy because that gives you an option to put something on top as well as something behind. So I'm not going to show that in this video. We've covered it off and talked a lot about it in previous videos. So let's get into some of the different bag options that we've tried or will be trying this season. Up first, awesome bag. We started using this one a couple of years ago. This is the 40-liter LinQ dry bag. And this bag in particular is great for multi-day trips. When you open this bag up, it's got that dry bag design, very similar to like if you're going on a canoe trip and you've seen some of those dry packs that they use to throw in the canoes to keep everything perfectly dry. It's exactly the same idea. This is a really simple kind of roll-up design. And when you open this thing up, it expands to more room than you can ever imagine. This is a massive bag. And Jesse really took a liking to this one last year. In fact, he stole mine. So we got another one this year. And this is a really awesome bag for doing multi-day tours. Stack all of your clothes in here. Pretty much everything you would need, a toiletry bag. Roll it all up tight, get the air out of it. And it's basically perfectly sealed from any of the elements. Clips in, it's actually got a little bit of a different design. Actually, not this one. This one's got the handle on one side. The one that I've seen on some of the new bags I'll show you actually have 2 clips on each side. This one's a single clip. So like most LinQ accessories, it will just clip in on the one side and then it will clamp down on the opposite side. So really easy to put on. And then obviously it's going to give you some room behind it as well to put another LinQ accessory. This one in particular, we found running it on the back works well with a jerry can in the front, and then we'll typically run like another bag on top. Or you can reverse it. You can run your gas caddy here. You can run, let's say, like a sport bag on the back, and then you can stack this one on top of your gas caddy. So lots of options. It's a great bag, and like I said, with a 40-liter bag, you can pretty much put everything in the kitchen sink into this thing and easily roll it up and clip it together, and away you go. All right, we're gonna set that one aside for now, and I'm gonna show you guys the next one for this year. Now this is a newer bag that I have not tried yet. This is the new 17-liter expandable trail tunnel bag. Really sleek looking design. And obviously you can see it's probably no more than 4 inches, I would say, high in its smallest position. And when you open it up, you just open up those two clips, and you'll see it actually, as you fill it with stuff, it expands. So same thing with this one. It's going to be kind of like your standard setup for clipping into your LinQ brackets. So you've got the arm on the one side that locks in, and then down on the other side with the actual locking mechanism. And let's show you this one. I'm going to do a bit of a close-up with the camera afterwards. So once you crack the lid on this one, you've got kind of an area for storage if you want to put gloves or anything like that up top here. Just this mesh area that gets some air and some breathing through it, so you can put, you know, anything you want up there. I would think probably like spare pair of gloves, or if you're carrying, you know, any wires. We carry lots of extra wires, maybe an extra cord for your visor. You can put that stuff in here. And then just a nice little area here again that kind of expands as you put more in it. And 17 liters, to be honest, once you start packing that stuff in there, it's actually a good amount. Now this bag, I noticed, also comes in other options and other sizes. So if you do need more storage, you can get exactly the same style bag, but just in a bigger version. And I want to say, I think the biggest one is actually 50 liters. It's a massive, massive bag. So that's pretty cool, good design. I've always liked the fact that they have kind of like the harder outer shell with any protection. Again, if you're throwing them around the trailer, throwing them in the back of the truck. I like the fact that it's got that kind of harder outer shell. And nice zippers as well with the weatherproof design on them so that they don't get any water or snow in there, and keeps everything kind of nice and dry. So really good design from BRP, and certainly looking forward to trying the 17 liter expandable trail bag this year. All right. The next one is an interesting set of bags. And some guys, especially the older guys, might remember, you know, some of the older saddlebags that they had available. And Ski-Doo came out with these, I believe it was last year, the year before. So a couple of years these have been out, and these will sit on a bracket that gets bolted to the tunnel on each side of the sled. And for those of you who like to keep stuff, maybe you're not necessarily removing the bags all the time, but you want to put, you know, maybe some other accessories, wiring, stuff like that in one bag. You can leave this one on the sled if you want, and then just take in, you know, one bag into the hotel room at the end of a trip. Or you load them both up, and really easy, and it makes it actually a little bit easier than taking like one bigger bag. You can kind of just hold one lighter bag in each arm to go into the hotel with. So for touring, these look like a really interesting option and something that we're gonna hopefully try this year. The other thing too that's great is when you buy the saddlebags, you get the brackets included with them. So I'm gonna show you again what those look like. If you haven't seen them, they'll come inside one of your saddlebags, and they're gonna bolt somewhere, I wanna say around there on the tunnel. And it's a simple single link lock to get it in and get it on and off the sled. So really, really nice setup. I'll show you guys a close-up of the system here. That's what you're looking at. So this will clip into the LinQ bracket, and then, you know, just like any other LinQ accessory, it will lock in, but it does it kind of, you know, sideways on the sled, which is really cool. So they'll probably sit like right there. It gives you lots of added storage to the sled. Some people like the look, others might not like it, but you know, saddlebags of this style aren't anything, I would say, that's new for the industry. We've had them in the past, especially in like a soft bag form, if you remember, like 15, 20 years ago. But it's nice to see them putting some thought into it. And again, a really nice rigid outer shell for these bags, just like the rest of the LinQ bags. And you know, kind of like a nice carry latch on them here to get them in and off the sled and inside the hotel room at night. So looking forward to trying these. You know, again, we're gonna bolt some brackets down, not on this sled, probably on the LinQs, because we're gonna be doing lots of touring with that sled, and we'll put one on each side. And as always, we'll come back and give you guys a review on how we like the saddlebags. All right, so I kind of like to go and do things a little bit differently than what everybody else does. And you know, I did some digging through the BRP site this year, and I found a bag that I think is going to be super practical, super unique, a little bit different than what everybody else is running. So I'm going to reveal it today. You're not going to find it on the Skidoo section of the website. But when I saw it, and they actually had one at Team Vincent Motorsports, and I was playing around with it at the open house and decided I wanted to try it for this year. So I'm going to show you guys this bag, and I'm going to do a separate video to go through it in detail. This right here is a really interesting bag, and I think it's going to fit the bill for what we do, given we spend a lot of time on the sleds throughout the winter, but at the same time, we're also trying to run a business. This is the Ergo bag, okay? And it's obviously a BRP LinQ bag, and it is actually on the site, but if you look under the Can-Am section, that's where you're gonna find this. This is an awesome, awesome looking bag. It's a 40-liter roll top bag, just like the other one that I showed you earlier. Very similar style to the dry bag, but it gets loaded from the side. But it is huge. When you open this thing up, it's unbelievable how big and how much room is actually in there. And the way that it actually sits on the sled is gonna be sideways. And I was thinking, you know, when I have my gas caddy on there, I'm just gonna clip this one right on top. And I love it. It's got the two different latches, so a LinQ latch on either side that clips right down into your brackets. And when you look inside this, it's actually got some really awesome dividers and zippers. The biggest thing for me is it's got a laptop carrying spot that's padded, and that's clutch for us because while we're out riding, if we're touring around to some different hotels and stuff, I can bring my laptop with now and we can actually get some work done, take a look at orders, get in touch with customers, that sort of thing. And that was a really big selling feature for me because it's just gonna allow us to kind of ride and also do work on the go, which is perfect. Love the setup and the design. Lots of different kind of inner pockets with zippers here that you can carry a lot of stuff in this bag with. And again, just similar to that other dry bag, you're just gonna roll it up, click it down the side here. So like that and like that. Now here's the fun part. This is the part that I thought was super slick. And you know, often I find myself when I'm traveling around and touring on those multi-day trips, you know, I'm carrying a lot of crap inside the hotel room. You know, my big seat bag on the back, to take that off, it's got a lot of stuff in it. Then I got another hand with, you know, let's say my sport bag in it. Check this out. You unzip the top of this bag, okay? And it completely converts into a knapsack. I mean, this is sick. Such smart thinking on Skidoo's part. So when I'm ready to go into the hotel, and I gotta adjust it a little bit, just pull that out. Let me do that first. There you go. I now have an easy way to get some of my core gear off the sled on my back and into the hotel room. And the other thing that's cool too is, let's say you want to put some stuff in here. Some guys like to ride around with backpacks on. If you don't want it kind of bouncing on the sled, you can always have that as an option and put it right on your back. So the cool thing with this one is the zipper. As you can see, this flap here, it goes both ways. So you can either zip it up this way and hide the straps for the backpack, or you can flip it around the other way and you can hide the flaps this way when you're actually wearing it. And all that does is cover the bottom of the LinQ clips when it clips into your sled. So super, super slick, really cool. And like I said, I'm always looking for some newer, kind of more interesting stuff to try. And I think for me, for this season, this one's gonna fit the bill. So you're gonna see this one on the back of the backcountry, on the back of the LinQs throughout the season, and we're gonna give it a go and see how it works. So I think that covers off, you know, the core set of bags that we're gonna be using for this year. You know, obviously we've got some of our older bags that I'm sure we'll throw into the mix, and you guys have seen us with some of the seat bag accessories, obviously, that we run. But these, I would say, are kind of the newer ones from Skidoo that are out this year that I'm certainly looking forward to trying. And hopefully it'll help you guys make some decisions on what sort of link bags make sense for you when you're getting out and prepping for either your day rides or your multi-day trips. I hope that helps you guys out. We'll see you on the next video. And as always, thanks for subscribing. Take care.